Hello, folks. Here we are back again with another episode of the Student World Prime Choices. Today, with a very interesting topic. We're going to be exploring beyond the popular destinations, let's say, when we talk about study in the US. So it's very, very interesting. We're very excited for that. Guys, today is the very final episode of this first season of the Student World Prime Choices. For the past, I think, 5, 6, or even 8 weeks, we have been here every Wednesday at this exact same time, showing you, comparing you options, showing you many different universities, destinations, because this is what we do here at the Student World, right? At the end of the day, we are on a mission to help you find your study abroad destination. That's what we do. That's what we wake up every day and work for. All right, folks, before I forget, and as I welcome everybody, which we already have 20 people joining us and more, let's see who else is here. Khaled's here, Maha, hi Maha, Juan Esteban is here, Nara, okay guys, very nice, very nice, be welcome, very welcome to all of you, Khalid. And yeah, so before I forget, and before we move on with today's episode, don't forget to give us a like if you like what you're watching us here. If you think that this content has been useful and has helped you, which I'm pretty sure it will, but anyway, it's your call. So yeah, give us a like on this video. It helps us a lot. And also subscribe. So every time we go live, you can be notified and you don't miss anything. Okay, guys, also, if you're into Instagram more than YouTube, you can also join our community there at the Student World. We're posting things every week, constantly opportunities, news, post about universities, every time new programs are being launched. We're always communicating those things to you because, again, we want to help you. All right, so let us be your partner on this planning to study abroad period. Yes, we would love to do that. Yeah, so already over 27 people joining us. We have Luisa Chavez here from Honduras. Nice. Khalid from Bangladesh. Ayusha from Nepal. I always like how diverse our audience is. It's super cool. But okay, guys, so moving on, we 31 people now joining us. Oh, from Georgia. Oh, nice. Nice. Panama as well. Nice. Okay, folks. So as I mentioned, today the topic is study in the US beyond the popular states, let's put it this way. Because many of us, when we first think of studying in the USA, we go straight to, maybe our mind goes straight to New York or Florida or California or even Texas. But there are so much more. The US has actually 50 states. And sometimes if you really want to experience what the American culture is really about, it's actually better to, avoid those very touristic, if we can put it this way, destinations, and really go into some other parts of the country. And today we have three amazing institutions here. We have Maryville College, which is located in Tennessee, which is in the Midwest, in the east part of the country, but we'll show you a map in a few seconds. We have Iowa State University, located in the state of Iowa, obviously. And last but not least, we have Lawrence University, located in Wisconsin, right next to the border with Canada. So actually, let's put the image here on the screen so you guys can have an idea where those places are. All right, so I'll ask my team. There we go. So we have the first orange star in the very top. That's Wisconsin, where Lawrence University is. Then we have Iowa right next to it, close to Chicago, as you can see as well. And Tennessee, right over there, is the third one down. So that's where the universities that we are inviting here today, that's where they're located, right? Okay, folks, so let's start the introductions. Let's start with Maryville College. So as I mentioned, Maryville College is located in Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee, as you saw there on the map. And it's one of the oldest colleges in the U.S. Yes, it was founded in the year of 1819. Did you know that? I didn't know that. and it's known for offer students a very personal experience, highly personal experience, which is pretty cool. All right, so Larissa joining us from Brazil. Good day. How are you? Mohammed, Aya, so many people joining us. Cool, guys. Let's take a look then at the video we have prepared on Maryville College, so you can have an idea of what they look like.
We are the sum total of educations, of the experiences we have, and the lessons we learn. At Maryville College, you study everything, so you'll be prepared for anything, both the questions of all time and the unique challenges of your time. Here, professors are mentors. Every student is valued, and you learn just how much you get by giving back. You don't just come here. You belong here. And wherever your path takes you, we'll make sure you're ready to lead. Maryville College. Every day unexpected.
Really nice video. And I just learned a couple of minutes ago from our guest that the most popular, most visited national park in the US is actually there, located in Tennessee. But he's going to talk about that in a few minutes. All right, so that was the first guest. Now the second guest is Iowa State University, a big university with a small fee, as they like to say. They are known worldwide for excellence in science and technology, discovery, and innovation. Iowa State is home of the world's first electronic digital computer. I didn't know that either. Tornado simulator, high-resolution virtual reality lab, and more. So as I mentioned, so Iowa State is obviously located in Iowa, but yeah, so home of the world's first electronic digital computer. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at the video we have prepared about.
What's up, Cyclone Nation? It's David Montgomery here.
I'm Chase Allen, and today we're going to check out a tour of campus, so let's go. Welcome to Hilton Coliseum, home of Hilton Magic.
Hilton Magic, baby! It's awesome, baby, with a capital N.
Here we go. I've seen this before. I'm never surprised in this place.
This is Hickson, the center of our academics, where we do our mentoring, our tutoring, and our extra studying. This is the hub where you get your grub on.
And this is a library where you get to study on. And this
It's Central Campus.
This side of campus is our engineering college.
And this is where we live. We're fortunate enough to have two state-of-the-art recreation centers here at Iowa State. This is the MU,
the center of student life. Thanks for joining us for a tour of campus.
Hope to see you here. Go Cyclone.
Nice. That was, I have to say, guys, it's really hard to beat the American campus. They are so nice, so big, so it's like full of everything, basically. Very nice. Okay, so that was our second guest. Let's go now for our third and last guest, which is Lawrence University, located in Wisconsin. So Lawrence has one of the lowest student to faculty ratio in the country, and has also a super high employability rates. So let's take a look now at Lawrence University. Cool. So hopefully, guys, now you have an idea of who is who in this live here. So now they're not just names to you anymore. You have an idea of what they look like, their campus look like, and so on. But yeah, so now I'm very happy to welcome to the stage our three lovely guests that will be here representing these three universities, and that will be available to answer all your questions and more. So please, guys, welcome to the stage now, dear Ahmed, Marcy, and Kimi. Hello, everyone. So happy to have you here. Welcome to the student world. How are you doing today? How are you, Marcy?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having us, Carlos. This is great.
This is great. We're very excited. Kimi, how are you doing?
Awesome. Thank you so much for having us.
Cool. And Ahmed, thanks for teaching me about the national park. Didn't know that, but it's on my list now to visit.
Of course. It's a pleasure being here. Thank you for inviting us.
Awesome, guys. So we have, by the way, for everybody that's watching us, we have like kind of a structure of topics that we'll be covering. But I always encourage all of you to send your very personalized questions. All right, tell us about your scenario, your situation. What is exactly the thing that you need to know in order to get your plan of studying the U.S. going? All right, don't worry at all to write about your situation, because that's what we're here for. All right, I'm gonna be your voice for the next 15 minutes, and so we can use this to help you in, the best way we can. But all right, guys, so starting on, because the topic of today's discussion is studying the U.S., exploring beyond the popular states, right? Beyond like California or those, maybe the first ones that comes to mind of internationals when they think of studying the U.S. So my first question to you, and I want to start this one with you, Marcy, is actually, why should international students explore these other options? What do they have in terms of that makes them like super attractive as well when compared to these other options like New York, California, and so on?
Yeah, thanks, Carlos. I really appreciate the question. And I think that it's like any place in the United States is very similar to when we go abroad and they say, if you want to see the real France, you got to get out of Paris. If you want to see Italy, just don't spend all your time in Rome. There's so many, things in the country and the people. And when you get outside of the big coastal regions, you really meet a lot of people that maybe don't have experience with international students as frequently. And so the international students on our campus tend to be the rock stars. We don't know that many people from Honduras or Panama or Georgia. So their voice is very important, and we're very interested in their learning outcomes. Additionally, we have safety, I think, outside of the coastal areas. All of the universities that are represented here today will tell you the campus life is very important for all of us. The cost of living can be much more moderate once you get outside of those coastal regions. So I'm really glad we have the opportunity today to explore some of the advantages of looking in other places in the U.S.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. But I want to give the chance to Ahmed and Kimi to build on that as well, guys. For in your opinion, like you're based in Tennessee, Kimi, you're in Iowa. What makes your states, your cities so attractive for international students? Maybe we can start with you, Ahmed.
Definitely. Thank you so much for the question, Carlos. So there is nothing wrong with going for the popular states, right? But you are limiting yourself to those minimal, those few options. While, as you mentioned in your introduction, we have 50 states of the United States that you can find your best fit. I think that is the key word that students need to pay attention to. What is it that they are looking for? Are they looking for a certain major that may not exist anywhere except for in Tennessee, for example, in a certain university or a certain college in Tennessee? Are you looking for mild weather? Are you looking for a high rate of employment after you graduate? Are you looking for research opportunities and internships while you study and afterwards? Are you looking for friendly and welcoming location and place? People that, as my colleague said, would treat you as rock stars because they have not been exposed to international students? Are you looking for campuses that want to increase the diversity? And that's why you are a valuable asset to this community. Are you interested in outside of the campus activities that might speak to you? For example, as we said, the national parks, outdoorsy activities, hiking, kayaking, climbing, student life. Are you looking for a small campus, quiet, and help you focus? Are you looking for a small ratio? All these are important, and all the universities, the reputable universities that are represented in all our states are accredited and ranked. So that's what you need to look for.
Awesome. How about you, Kimi? What do you usually tell students, international students who consider going to Iowa State University?
Yes, so I would echo a lot of what my colleagues have said already. Going to a state in the Midwest in particular, you definitely will find very friendly people here. There's actually a phrase that is called Iowa nice. And it really is supposed to kind of capture the culture of the people in Iowa and how welcoming they are to people who do come and visit. It is also a very safe place to live as well, as Marcy mentioned. The weather was also mentioned. We were lucky enough to have all 4 seasons in Iowa. So if you are somebody that does not like the winter, we're only going to have that a couple months of the year. If you don't like the really hot weather, that's also only going to be during the summer. So you will definitely have quite a bit of diversity in the weather. And of course, Iowa, because we are so central for students who do want to do some traveling, of course, when you're in the US, I'm sure you still want to visit those touristy places. I always recommend, if you are coming to the US to live and study, choose that based on the university, choose that based on what is going to be a good fit for you, because there's always going to be opportunity to travel. And when you come to a state like Iowa and Wisconsin and Tennessee, both with us being very centrally located, you do have access to so many different places in the US to go and visit. Whereas if you're studying in California, if you want to visit Chicago, that's a pretty long ways away. So.
Absolutely. And I have to say, one of the best countries in the world to do like road trips is definitely the US. I had the opportunity to do it myself in the past, and like I would do it again any day. So yes, I agree totally with you guys. But yeah, very well. So now, guys, let's talk a little bit about your institutions, right? I was going to say your universities, but Ahmed, you're here with a college. By the way, this is a good question that I'll address to you later, which is the difference for people so they know what's the difference between a college and a university in the US, because that changes a lot from countries to countries. But yeah, so guys, let's talk a little bit about your institutions. And I just wanted to start by an overview of the programs that you have. Again, usually you offer like hundreds of different programs, so it's not to name all of them, but it's to perhaps like what are the highlights that your institutions, that your university or your college is really strong at, perhaps a particular field or something. So yeah, I just want to give the opportunity for you to like give this overview, so the students here, they can start to get to know more about, okay, so Lawrence University is very strong at this, or is good at that, or Iowa State is in this, Maryville College and that. So anyway, so let's start this one with you, Ahmed. So again, first, if you can answer the question, what is the difference between a college and university, would be great for our audience, and then show the highlights of your institution.
Right, definitely. So the terms college and universities are very often used, can be exchangeably used in the United States, whether you refer to a college. Where do you go to college? That could be a university. What's the name of your university? Colleges tend to be smaller. They tend to not have faculties like individual colleges within the college, but rather divisions. So you will find division of natural sciences, division of languages and literatures, division of social sciences, and so on. While universities will tend to have a college of business, the college of engineering, and so on. Colleges offer undergraduate degrees. Maryville College offers bachelor's degrees. We do not offer graduate programs, but there are colleges that would offer also master's and PhDs. College is also a term that would be applied to a 2-year community college. So that those community colleges offer associate degrees, while a college like Maryville College offers bachelor's degrees. Cool. So as I said, we are divided into divisions. The college, Maryville College, is divided into divisions. Our most popular, I would say, fields of study are STEM fields: biology, biochemistry, all the natural sciences, as well as the social sciences. International business is a big major. We have psychology is a very popular major among whether domestic students or international students. We combine business and computer science, for example, and we created business analytics, which is a very popular major as well. But what stands out about Maryville College would be Maryville College is another term I'm going to introduce, is a liberal arts college. So we promote broader study. We, like you saw in the video, our motto is you study everything so you are prepared for anything. So you are studying your major field of study. Let's say it is biology. But in addition to that, you are studying also a core curriculum, like as we say. So this interdisciplinary education that we have, We like to say that we produce graduates in the field of biology, for example, that are great communicators, engineers or computer scientists that are not just to sit behind the computer, but they have an understanding of the world around them. So we build this critical thinking skills, the skills that are preparing students not just for specific jobs, but for jobs that haven't even been created yet. So
Cool.
it's that adaptability that you would have.
Nice. All right, and now over to you, Marcy, because on the opening I mentioned that you guys have a very high employability rate, which that could perhaps reflect on the fact that you are preparing students for the real world. Is that one of the approach that you guys have there? And again, what would the highlights be of your institution?
Thanks, Carlos. Yeah, we do. We had 99% of our students when they graduate are employed or in graduate school within 6 months of graduation. And when I first started working here, I was like, that can't be right. I was kind of looking into it because it seemed to be a little bit exaggerated. But having worked here now for 5 years, I'm really very impressed with the way our university focuses on the students. So just like Ahmed says, we are a liberal arts college devoted exclusively to the education of the undergraduate students, meaning that we don't have master's students in our college very intentionally. So the university's resources and faculty are all focused on the student. So the engaged learning at the liberal arts college is what really works for our students. The students are able to take ownership of their own academic outcomes through working very closely with what they like and what they're good at, and then combining that in their academic major so that they're studying what they love and they're very engaged. We have an 8-to-1 student faculty ratio, as you mentioned, which is one of the lowest in the country. And that enables us to have a lot of access to faculty. And we're at the top of their field. 91% of our faculty have terminal degrees. And this allows them to do research with the faculty, to get fellowships, and to really focus on what they love in the way that also incorporates what they're interested in. So you may have 2 students who are studying biology, and one may be doing it to go to graduate school, one may be an art illustrator, a medical illustrator, or one may be doing it to become a biology teacher. They're all taking the same courses, but they're adding on those liberal arts courses that reflect what they're really good at and what they're interested in. So I think all of that combines to enable people to prepare, not just for a job, but for a life that, we don't want you to go to college and then go live in your mom's basement. We want you to get a job that enables you to really have a career and be happy. And so that's really what we try and work our liberal arts faculty relationships to do.
Nice. But but you guys you don't offer master level programs, or did I got that wrong?
That's right. No, we have. So the reason, like Ahmed was right, we are a university because we have a conservatory of music, and we have a liberal arts college of arts and sciences. And so about 20% of our students are studying to get a degree in music. We have 6 degrees there: performance, education, theory. And then we also have the liberal arts and sciences, where we have our courses. And again, the arts and sciences are very, very popular. And so because we have 2 colleges with 2 different degree types, we're a university, but we are exclusively devoted to the undergraduate education. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Okay. All right. So Kimi, I want to give you like the same question again, but since you are the only offering master's students, I wanted to address a question coming from Valeska here, because I always like to do, because at the end, guys, what we're doing here, we're trying to help the students study in the U.S. So this first question here comes from Valeska, and she's saying, I'm studying business administration, but I'd like to have a master's degree in marketing. And then she's like asking for like guidance for starts. And she's saying that this is her last semester in university. And then she also complements the question asking, also, I would like to know if you have like short courses, for example, branding courses of 3 months of something like that. So if you can perhaps like talk about the highlights of the programs that you offer, because as I mentioned at the beginning, like Iowa State, it seems to be very like innovative university, very focused on technology and all that. So I want to give you the chance to show students here today what are the strong areas, the highlights you would give, and help Valeska here as well. Oops, you're muted.
Yes,
Just a second. There we go.
All right, thank you. Yes, of course, I'm happy to address both of those questions. So Iowa State, we are a university. So kind of like Ahmet was explaining earlier, we do have specific colleges that you will find at Iowa State. So we have our College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, College of Design, College of Engineering, Human Sciences, Liberal Arts and Sciences. And so there are many, many colleges that you will find at Iowa State. And we have a total of 100 undergraduate majors as well. So there are so many opportunities for students to, choose a major, a double major. If you're unsure what you want to major in, you can come in as open option and explore, those different majors so you can select one. Another thing that kind of differentiates us, we are a university, but we are also an R1. So this is a research intensive institution. And R1 universities are very focused on research. So undergraduate students are able to work alongside faculty in their research. For example, the computer science department has a robotics lab that undergraduate students are working in, assisting those faculty. A lot of times students are able to be co-authors on papers that faculty are producing as well. So that is kind of something a little bit more unique to research intensive universities as well. And then the question about business programs. So I apologize. Can you maybe put the question back up here? I think there was two parts to it. I want to make sure you answer.
Yeah, it was, there we go. Where is it? A little bit up. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, business administration. No, she's studying business administration and would like to have a master in marketing.
Awesome. So if you are looking for a master's in marketing, that is definitely something that you would be able to find at Iowa State and many other universities as well. Some graduate programs have specific entry terms. So typically at the undergraduate level, colleges and universities are able to admit students both in the fall and the spring. But graduate programs, sometimes they are only offering admission in the fall. So I would just encourage you to double check what your entry term would be and what would be available to you. So potentially you would be able to start as soon as January, but it might be August for your admission date. And then I think the other part of your question was if you could enroll maybe in just like a specific course. There are some courses like that at Iowa State. I know at the graduate level, there are some certificate programs. As an international student, if you are here, in person, it is expected that you would be enrolled full time. So maybe you would be looking at an online class to take if you're just looking for something more short term.
Awesome. Guys, I want to bring another topic here, which is just briefly want to hear your opinion on the visa, the student visa thing, because this is coming from a comment here. Cynthia says, no doubt that studying in the U.S. is a big deal. It's nice, but the issue really is getting the student visa. And many people that we talk to here at the student world, they have this idea of the student visa for the U.S. being harder than for other countries, perhaps Canada or something. I just want to give the opportunity for you guys, and maybe we can start this one with you, Ahmed. What can you say about like is this really true, or people have a wrong idea, or as long as you have the right guidance? What can you tell us on this topic? Oops, sorry. There we go.
It really depends, Carlos. So we as international admissions or as student advisors, we cannot speak to the consular's officers that the student would meet or what guides their decision. But we know that they have guidance to help every eligible student who wants to study in the U.S. to come to the U.S. Some countries may have some restrictions. Some countries may have, stigma attached to it, or may not be true at all. But with the guidance, with working with education organizations like Education USA, for example, in your home country, in the students' home countries, which is a vast network, they can, be orientated to what is it that they need to do to prove and show the consular officer that they are legitimately want to come to the United States to study. The United States government does not want to prevent students from coming. International students are very valuable to us, whether it's cultural, whether it's economically. So really, there is no rule that says, oh, we are not going to accept international students. They just have to be well prepared. Prove that they are coming to the United States to study. Have a plan, a concrete plan of what is it that the education that they get in the United States will allow them to achieve on the long run, professionally. So if they manage to do this, I can say with certainty that they would get the visa.
Awesome. Yeah. So thanks, Cynthia, for sending your question there. Guys, we're getting so many questions that as I move on to topics, I want to always bring the audience here. The next question is a student interested in the music program. So the Katrina, yeah, there we go. I'll pass that one to you, Marcy. She's saying, one of my questions is that I'm studying piano at the university. And I wanted to ask whether there is any music program involved in any of the universities. So I think that one, we can start with you, Marcy. Go ahead. What can you tell Katrina?
Yeah, thanks. As I said, we do have a full conservatory of music. And there are a number of degrees that are offered through the conservatory. The difference between applying for a conservatory and applying for a university that doesn't have a music program is usually there's going to be an audition as part of your application. So, for instance, they would ask you to audition as an international student. You may have to audition online, virtually, and we have a thing that we send out for our students to give them tips about the quality of the recording and some of the pieces that she choose. They usually ask for a music resume as well, which would be able the student to try to highlight what their music has been like, and then a teacher music recommendation. So at Lawrence University, we would ask you to meet the admission requirements to the university and to also have those extras for the conservatory. Additionally, you can start to think about what you'd like to do with the piano. Are you interested in being a piano teacher? Are you interested in being piano performance? Are you interested in music therapy? The idea would be to use these 4 years at university to put all together all the skills and abilities that you need so that you continue to have art in your life at a very high level and you're able to support yourself as an artist, music for the 21st century. So that's kind of, sort of a 3,000-foot look at what we would do for piano and conservatory students.
And I'll tell you something, we have someone in the backstage that this is music for the ears, literally, because she is looking for studying music. So she's gonna say hi at the end, I'm sure. Okay. But there, yeah, she's put in there. But anyway, Kimi, I want to bring you on with a different topic here, which is coming from Louisa and also some other students here have been asking about the equivalence and about the possibilities of transferring, because again, some people are already in the middle of their undergrad, let's say, and they want to. They want to consider the options of transferring to the U.S. and finishing there. What can you tell Louisa in this case?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have many students that will transfer to Iowa State from universities abroad. And what the process would look like for that. So you would first complete your admission application and upload your transcripts from your current institution. And then our office will do what is called a transfer credit evaluation. And that is really going to be an overview of all the credits that you've taken. And then when we get back to you with your offer of admission, we would also let you know what that transfer credit evaluation looks like, which courses are transferable to Iowa State, what your credit standing will be. And then later on, when you meet with your academic advisor at Iowa State, you can get a little bit more specific on the courses and how they apply to your major and things like that. So absolutely, it is definitely doable to transfer from abroad.
Cool. And let me add on a different question now, which is coming from someone who's always joining us here. She's interested in conjoint courses like computer science and business combined. And I'm addressing this to you because, again, we've seen at the beginning, like the focus you guys have in technology and innovation. So what can you tell Maha?
Yes, so students are definitely able to double major across colleges. So if you have a double major, it doesn't have to be 2 business majors or 2 majors related to technology. You can have majors in different colleges. And that makes you a super unique applicant then when you go and you start applying for jobs. So I actually always encourage students to explore options for double majors or minors. And do think about how they can complement each other, and what potential employer it would be attractive to. So yes, you can absolutely do that at Iowa State, as I'm sure you can at the other colleges as well.
Awesome. All right, guys. So our next topic is the ways to help students finance their studies, right? Because people talk only about scholarships sometimes, but at the end of the day, the goal is to, allow them to find a path that can, that they can turn that university affordable for them, right? So I wanted to give you the options here to talk about different ways that students can finance their studies. All right, if it could be like you can talk about the scholarships you offer, obviously, but you can also talk about the opportunities to work during the studies to help pay for the other expenses that they will have, or any other ways that you want to highlight. So maybe we can start this one with you, Ahmed. What can you say to students that are watching us here in terms of helping finance their studies?
Definitely, that's a very popular topic. So Maryville College, for example, offers 2 kinds of scholarships. Academic merit scholarships that are substantial. They start from $19,000 per year up to $23,000 per year. So, and these academic merit scholarships are based on the student's GPA, the student's academic performance at the time of application. They are automatic. They do not need any special application, any separate application other than the application for admission. If a student is admitted to the college, they automatically will be offered one of the scholarships. The other kind of scholarships would be the competitive scholarships. And these can go up to covering the full tuition, the full cost of tuition. So in addition to the merit scholarships and the competitive scholarships, students, international students, and this is a rule that applies to all international students on F1 visa in the United States, they are allowed to work on campus, and I stress on campus, for up to 20 hours per week. So in addition to their full-time schedule, they are allowed to work up to 20 hours per week while the school is in session. If during breaks, so let's say winter break or summer break, they are allowed to work up to 40 hours per week. So that's another option for international students. The other thing would be something that Maryville College tries to do for the remaining of the cost. Students can apply for a payment plan that will divide the rest of the cost over 9 months or 10 months, so they can pay monthly. There are a lot of, it's harder to get a loan for international students to get a loan unless they have a U.S. co-sponsor, but that is another way of them sponsoring their education. There are lots of scholarships, smaller scholarships, but every penny helps, right? So even a $400 scholarship can pay for books and supplies, for example. So yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for international students to finance.
Awesome. Thanks, Ahmed. Now over to you, Marcy. What do you usually tell students, or advise them in ways that can help them turn their studies more affordable?
Thanks. What we have at Lawrence University is we have, as Ahmed said, we have merit scholarships for international students. They start at $20,000 and go up to $31,000. But we also have need-based aid. So what we encourage students to do is when they're making the application, because the United States government requires that students who are coming on an F1 visa, which is the full-time visa, educational visa that a lot of the bachelor students go for, is that they prove that they have financial support for the time of their studies. So when we do the application and we're looking at it, we're looking at their academic preparation as well as their financial preparedness and trying to see how we can help the families meet that. So we do ask for information about the families, their expenses and their assets. We use the CSS profile as well as our own financial aid application for international students. And from that, when we admit the student, they're getting an admission letter with a scholarship offer, and additionally, they're getting information about an international grant. We do also offer work study for students on campus for international students, as Ahmed said. The jobs are guaranteed, so that is part of their package. And we try and help the students plan with their families financially for all 4 years, so that once they come to we're not trying to accept students who come to the college, we're accepting students who are going to graduate from the college. Again, going back to what you said, preparing them for life. We don't want international students to graduate with American loans. We don't want international students to have to work illegally to finance their education when they're sophomores. We want them to have finances taken care of and supported by the university so they can concentrate on their studies, concentrate on playing their sports or being in their music and their art, and really have a good, fulfilling 4 years and get that degree. So we in admissions, we do in international admissions and financial aid, we do that together. We do that working with through the visa process, and we do it very holistically so that the students and the families know exactly how much it's going to cost, and they know where that money is going to come from, and they're able to concentrate on their studies and enjoying their college experience.
Absolutely. Okay, now over to you, Kimi. What can you tell us about ways that students can use to finance their studies?
Yeah, so this is a great question, and I know it's a burning one for many students. So I'll start off. Iowa State is considered a best value institution. So this really looks at the cost of the education and the quality of the education. So you really get the best of both worlds with Iowa State. We do tend to be very, very affordable. We do have scholarships as well for international students. We recently we'll be announcing very soon that we will be offering automatic awards for international applicants coming this fall, starting in fall of 2022. For the automatic awards, it's going to be based on SAT or ACT score and then the student's GPA. And then we do also have merit awards as well that are optional. SAT, ACT optional that students can apply for. And those are all through the admissions office. And then, of course, every college is going to have scholarships as well. So if you are studying in the College of Business, for example, the business college is going to have scholarships that you can apply for. So a lot of the scholarships out there are stackable. And, you know, if you have a 2,000 award there, if you get 10,000 from admissions, those can really add up and make a really big impact on your finances. So I always advise students not to pass up any scholarship opportunity, no matter how big or small.
Yeah, definitely agree. Couldn't agree more. Every penny counts, as I think Ahmed said. Yeah. Guys, we're moving on to the final 10 minutes here, and we're starting to get many questions regarding requirements and application process. So I want to give you the option now to try to explain to students what the application process looks like, more or less. Again, if they want further details, they're going to get in touch with the three of you. By the way, we're gonna put their contact information here on the screen and also on the chat. So at the end, as we always do, so you guys can carry on this conversations with Ahmed, with Marcy, with Kimi. All right, but let's talk about the application process right now, because we have Hussein asking for that. We have Ana Olivares here asking for that, and I'll take Ana's question here, which is exactly like that, but for a master's degree. So maybe I'll start this one with you, Kimi, since you offer masters. But yeah, so what's the application process looks like and the requirements? Does it change for masters and undergrad? What can you tell people?
Yes, so this is a great question. So at Iowa State, all of the masters, all the graduate programs, admission goes through the graduate college and then each academic department. So depending on what you want to study, the criteria could look a little bit different. Some programs are going to require that you take the GRE. Some are going to require that you take the GMAT. So you really are actually going to want to look at what specific program you're looking for to determine what you need for your application. Of course, there are going to be kind of general things that you will need to have. Every international applicant is going to need to submit an English proficiency exam if they're from a country whose official language is something other than English, and things like that. But it really depends on the program.
All right, and moving on to you, Marcy. Now, what's the application process looks like? What can you give us a light to all these people here that are watching us?
Thanks. Yeah, like what you said in the beginning, Carlos, was kind of interesting. You started looking almost like for fit, right? So as much as the students are looking for the fit, that's what we're looking for as well. We are looking for students. We are a small college. We have 1,500 students. 99% of our students live on campus. We have a lot of different clubs and organizations. So we're looking for students who are engaged. We're looking for students who really want to get the most out of their college experience, who want to ask those questions, who want to do research, as Kimi said, with their faculty advisors. And so when we're looking at their application, we're trying to get a picture of the whole student. So I say as much as the student will provide to us is as much as we look at. Now, statistically, we say like, yeah, most of our students are in the top 25% of our class, or most of them have ACTs that are this and that. But we're looking for students with strong academic preparation, who are in a university track in their high schools. We're looking for students who are able to read and write English. As Kimi said, English proficiency is something that they would need to prove. If they're going to school in high school at a school that teaches in English, then that can be waived. We don't require the SAT or the ACT. We believe that standardized testing takes out of the mix a lot of students who are very intelligent and qualified. It's a question of access. So we have, we look at recommendations from the teachers. We look at the essay for the students. If we encourage our students to do interviews with our admissions people so that we can get to know them. And we're really looking for a fit, for a student who really wants to embrace these next 4 years, explore their opportunities, and utilize all the access that they're going to be have access to really sort of take it to the next level. So our admissions requirements are very holistic. They're listed on our website, and I'd be happy to work with any of the students to help them complete and apply to Lawrence that are interested.
Awesome. All right. And now over to you, Ahmed.
Very similar to what Marcy was saying. So Maryville College is also a liberal arts college, 1,200 student population, lots of organizations and clubs. We are doing also a holistic admissions application reviews. We are ACT and SAT test optional. We do not actually require it for our international students, regardless whether it is for admission or for merit and or competitive scholarships. So that is a plus. We do require, of course, the transcripts and academic records from any school that the students attended before they arrive. We encourage recommendation letters from any organizations they worked with, from any teachers that they had, that speak to what the students possesses beyond the grades. beyond their grades and their academics, because we can see that from their transcripts. But we want to know the person. As Marcy said, we are also looking for the best fit. And so is the student going to be successful? We have a very rigorous academic programs. So is the student able to cope? As I mentioned, in addition to the specialized field of study, the student has to take this core curriculum, which we do not compromise either. So that's why it is going to be demanding for the students. So we have a minimum GPA requirement of 2.7, a B minus. Of course, definitely the proof of language proficiency. This is required by us to ensure that the students are able to follow the lectures, to write papers, to be successful. But it is also a requirement for the visa, that they satisfy that. So yeah, and I'm very happy to answer any questions about our admissions process. I want to also add one more thing. Maryville College has its own application for admission. So we're not on the Common App. It's a very straightforward application, probably takes 10-15 minutes to complete. So if anybody is interested in finding out more, I would be more than happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I'm very proud here with these lives, guys, is that we always bring like the very right people here. For example, and I always use the same metaphor, like, okay, so imagine that you have a problem with your internet company, and then you call them, and then they say, oh, okay, you explain the problem you're having, and then they transfer you to a different department, then a different department, and then a different department. Like, you're like there for 40 minutes and you haven't even talked to the right person. And this is not happening here because Marcy, Kimi, and Ahmed are the right people when it comes to help you and to assist you in terms of studying in their institutions. So yeah, this is one of the best things, guys. And now you know them by name, right? So this is pretty cool. Yeah, I want to give Kimi the chance also to talk a little bit about the undergrad admission process as well, Kimi.
Yes, thank you. So at the undergraduate level, you can apply both on our website, and we are also on the Common App as well. We are test optional, so SAT and ACT are not going to be required. Similarly to, as some of my colleagues mentioned, you will need to submit your transcript, whether that be from a school you're transferring from or from your high school, and then your English proficiency exam as well. Once you apply to Iowa State, you have the opportunity to connect with an admission counselor, and we have 4 admission counselors that work specifically with international students. So I work with all of our students who come from the Middle East and North Africa region. We have a South Asia regional coordinator that works with our students coming from South Asia. We have the same for Latin America and Africa and East and Central Asia as well. So no matter what region you're from, you do have an advisor who will be able to have those one-on-one conversations with you, whether it be by email or chatting on WhatsApp. We are always very, very accessible and want to help and answer any questions that you have along the way.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Kimi. All right, guys. So now we're getting to the very end. As I told you, it would pass super quick. It always does. So we're reaching 1 hour. And the final question that I have to each of you to just end this is your institution in 1 sentence. So maybe we can start this one with you, Kimi.
In 1 sentence. All right.
Yep.
I guess the sentence I would use, Iowa State is a research-intensive institution, so there are a lot of opportunities for students to work alongside faculty in their discipline of choice. We do have over, again, 100 majors and 6 academic colleges to choose from. And if you are interested in learning more, I will definitely drop my email and WhatsApp number in the chat so you can connect with me. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks a lot for joining us here today, Kimi. Now over to you, Ahmed. Your institution in 1 sentence.
we prepare you for the unexpected and for the everyday. Our mission is doing good at on the largest possible scale, and we prepare our students to do just that.
Awesome. I like that. Prepared for the unexpected. Nice. Embrace the unexpected. Now over to you, Marcy. Your institution, Lawrence University, in one sentence. What would that be?
In one sentence, I would say we're one of the top liberal arts universities in the United States. And just very kind, intelligent, engaged people that are going to help you prepare for a life that you're going to love.
Love that. Very good. Very good. Okay, guys. So now let's put the contact information here. So if you want, we do encourage you to carry on the conversation with Ahmed, with Marcy, and with Kimi. So this is the contact information for Ahmed at Maryville College. So we have international at maryvillecollege.edu. We also going to put here on the chat as well, so you can copy that. Now let's move to the next one, please, team. So that one, admissions at iastate.edu. That's to get in touch with Iowa State University, get in touch with Kimi. And last but not least, let's put here the contact information for marcy.o'malley@lawrence.edu to get in touch with Marcy. Yes. So guys, the three of you, thank you so much for joining us here today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had fun. You did a great job showing students a little bit about your institutions, and I'm hoping that it would have been enough for them to get in touch with you and carry on their education in the U.S. All right, thank you so much, and I hope to see you in another episode of The Student World in the future.
Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.
All right, so as we say goodbye now to our three lovely guests, and now it's back to you guys. I hope you enjoyed today, because today was about opening your mind to explore different destinations, different possibilities, right? We talked about many of the advantages here of choosing those places to study. In terms of affordability, in terms of quality, in terms of like this personal touch. So there are a lot of reasons for you to consider that. And I'm hoping that you can carry on with your plans to study in the US. I know sometimes it seems hard, it seems difficult. There are a lot of things that we need to do, but it's very, very much doable and possible. All right. So, and if you get in touch with them, they will help you throughout the way. All right. So thank you so much for joining us here, Luciana, Maha, everybody else that joined us here today, Cynthia, Daniel, Hussein. If I was not able to address your question, so sorry. Unfortunately, we only have 1 hour here. But yes, carry on. You have the contact information now. You can get in touch and send it directly to them. All right. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to give us your like. It's very important to us on this video. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel here at The Student World, and join us on Instagram if you want to be updated on, everything that related to study abroad. All right, folks, that was it. Thank you so much. And I see you back in September with the second season of The Student World Lives. The Student World, whatever you want to study, we know how to get you there.